Hii nchi iko na shida mingi sababu ya mtu anaitwa Ruto. Hapa si haya mambo ya Ruto atuongeagi. The government cannot be bad. The government now is good. Now the government is good.
The bad character of politicians. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question. Have you ever found yourselves wondering whether these leaders or politicians really have the best interest of the nation at heart? Or are they just playing us for their own political gains? You know, in Kenyan politics, we've seen some shocking examples of how quickly politicians can actually change their tune when it suits them. Take Ali Hassan Joho, for example. This is a man who didn't mince his words when he called William Ruto, the current president, the most corrupt politician in Kenya, even throwing in some colorful Swahili terms like mbaduli.
Na kama kuna mtu ako na namba ya William Ruto, arekodi hii video mtumie. Maisha yangu tangu nizaliwe sijawahi kuona mtu muongo, mfisadi, baradhuli, dhabdhabina kama William Samoei Ruto.
I think you know, Ali Hassan Joho right now is serving as cabinet secretary for mining, maritime and blue economy under the very same man he once told us he is a corrupt person. The question I've been now asking myself, what exactly changed? Did Ruto suddenly become less corrupt, or did Ali Hassan Joho's own interest take priority? And by the way, Ali Hassan Joho, guys, isn't alone in this. Let me remind you, look at Wycliffe Oparanya, former governor of Kakamega. Not too long ago, he was telling Kenyans, especially the Kenyan youth, not to pay the Hustler Fund, calling it or terming it as a flawed initiative under the cooperatives and SMEs. Fast forward, I hope you know that he is the CS of the very same docket that oversees the Hustler Fund. The question I've been asking, is he now going to tell us or to tell the Kenyan youth to go ahead and pay? And the question he should be asked, what changed? Why should we pay when you told us not to pay?
Na kule kwangu amesema hiyo pesa ya hazula wakipata watalipa. Hapa mtafanya nini? Mtafanya nini? Hamulipi.
The message is very clear here, guys. When political opportunities actually knocks at the door, principles often fly out through the window. But perhaps the most striking example here, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga, who for years actually painted Uhuru Kenyatta as a drunkard and his family as corrupt, suddenly found a brother in him during the 2018 handshake. It is as if all those harsh words actually were forgotten the moment a political alliance became beneficial. My good friends, this one actually raises a very important question. Should we believe what politicians say, or should we just ignore them altogether? Because you'll hear politicians saying this today. Tomorrow, if political dynamics actually is serving his interest, you'll hear him actually changing tune. Now, before you think this is just a Kenyan problem, let me take you across the globe. Vladimir Putin is a prime example of how actually politicians can change so quickly. Now, when he first came to power, Vladimir Putin was seen as a reformist, okay? But as the years passed, he became more authoritarian, consolidating power at the expense of democracy. It sounds familiar, right? Guys, this is a reminder that politicians actually worldwide are often driven by the same self-interest that we see here at home in the Republic of Kenya. Not only here, worldwide. My friends, let's not forget history either. Julius Caesar's betrayal by Brutus and the Roman Senate wasn't really about saving Rome, but rather it was about preserving their own power. Now, this one reminds me actually. Recently here in Kenya, guys, let me bring you back to Kenya. Meru County MCAs went ahead and impeached Kawira Mwangaza, the governor of Meru. And as it is in our constitution, it went all the way to Senate. And when I was listening to those accounts, they were useless, baseless, and they were lacking merit. But because senators actually had visited they had visited State House before they could vote yes, they went ahead and they voted yes to impeach Kawira Mwangaza. Not that because Kawira Mwangaza was wrong or no. It was because it was serving their interest. They went ahead and they sacrificed an innocent woman because of their own interest. That's how dirty politicians are. And what about Austin Churchill, who switched political parties not once but twice? My friends, those shifts from one political party to another weren't about ideology. They were about staying relevant and in power. Now, even in literature, we find George Orwell's Animal Farm. It shows us how those who rise to power often become indistinguishable from the tyrant. This one actually reminds me something in Kenya. The people, guys, you see here in the Republic of Kenya making noise, the likes of Kasabori Makure, Eric Omondi. If today they replace William Ruto, you will try to find Eric Omondi who has been helping people. You will not find him because political charm will have entered his head. Even Kasabori Makure, the wisdom you see in Kasabori Makure, how we do not want a police force, we need a police service. You will find that person once he rises to power. You will not find him. George Orwell is actually reminding us that those who rise to power actually became indistinguishable from the tyrant they replaced. The same people, Eric Omondi, today replaces William Ruto. You will not distinguish him from William Ruto. He is going to be even worse than William Ruto. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. That is politics in a nutshell. Now, guys, let's take our flight back to Kenya. Now, let's talk about Samuel Atandi, the Lego Usonga MP. Now, this guy was one of the loudest critics of William Ruto, blaming him of all Kenya's problems and insisting that the Luo community didn't want anything to do with him. Guys, do you remember the day Raila Odinga declared his candidature for the AU chairman? And there were some kind of signs of friendship that they started showing up between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. They even traveled all the way to Uganda. They met with Museveni. So there were some signs of friendship started showing up. Samuel Atandi went ahead and said, even that friendship actually, Luo community didn't recognize it, okay? Until when Ruto brought in 2 cabinet secretaries from Luo Nyanza into his government, Samuel Atandi actually did what we call a complete 180.
Hii nchi iko na shida mingi sababu ya mtu anaitwa Ruto. Hapa si haya mambo ya Ruto atuongeagi. Huyo ndiye amefanya cost of life imepanda juu. Ambia Ruto, we don't want to hear anything about him. Hata hiyo urafiki yako nayo ya baba sisi hatujui. Baba hajakuja hapa kutueleza mambo ya Ruto. The government is only bad if you are not part of it. If you are outside, you don't have anybody who is representing your interest in that government does not talk to you, that government is bad. But the moment that government has your people inside, the way Mbadi is inside and Raymond Omolo and my brother Pio and I, the government cannot be bad. The government now is good. Now the government is good.
Suddenly, the government isn't so bad after all. At least, not when you are benefiting from it. He didn't even try to hide it, guys. He outrightly said that the government is only bad when you are outside. So, the question I've been asking myself, what about all the words he used to say, hey, this government is corrupt, hey, William Ruto is the cause of all these problems. So, was he lying to us? But one thing you should know, guys, is that this kind of opportunism is not new. And it is certainly not limited to Kenya. We have seen it throughout history, and as I mentioned earlier, with the likes of Julius Caesar and Winston Churchill. But what does it mean for us today? Should we really trust politicians who change their stance whenever the political winds shift? And then there is this issue of betrayal. When no one's interests align anymore, you see politicians actually turning against each other for no reason. Let me give you an example. Look exactly what happened between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. Once allies and the best of friends they were, they became bitter enemies when Uhuru saw that Ruto was no longer helpful to his agenda. And now we are seeing early signs of tensions between William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua. The same script, just different actors. Politics is a very dirty game. If you are aspiring to be a politician, then be prepared to go to hell. The only thing I can promise you as a politician is nothing but hell. Even within the same party, my friends, loyalty is only skin deep. Musalia Mudavadi was once a key player in NASA coalition, but the moment he joined William Ruto's camp in 2022, he was branded as corrupt by his former allies. One of his best friends in NASA actually started digging deeper the scandals that happens during his time as the CS for finance. Guys, it is a pattern we see time and time again. Politicians are good as long as they serve your interest. But the moment they don't, they become the enemy. Guys, I grew up actually knowing that one of the cleanest politicians in Kenya was Musalia Mudavadi until he joined William Ruto's camp. That's when I knew even Musalia Mudavadi have scandals, because the same friends actually started leaking those scandals. Politics is a very dirty game. As I said earlier, if you are aspiring to be a politician, be ready to go to hell. So, ladies and gentlemen, where does this leave us? It is easy to feel cynical when you see politicians actually flip-flopping on their principles, betraying allies, and doing whatever it takes to stay in power. But it is also a reminder that politics is indeed a very dirty game. Ones where the players are often more concerned with their own survival than the well-being of the nation or the people. That is the politics. Maybe the lesson here is that we shouldn't take politicians at their word. Instead, we should judge them by their actions. Let us look deeply at their track record. We have to weigh this politician. He is telling us this and this. Has he ever tried to do at least 1% of what he's telling us? After all, we've seen in Russia, Kenya, and throughout history, politicians are often more concerned with their own interest than we the people, especially we the common mwananchi. We will suffer. They only come to us when they when they need our votes, or when they feel like they are threatened. They now rush to us, telling us so and so is bad, but they know very well they are lying, but they are telling us because it serves their interest. That is the politics in Kenya. Well guys, those are my opinions for today, and I do drop yours in the comment below, and I thank you very much for tuning in to Lifelens TV and for watching this video. If you found this discussion actually enlightening, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more content like this, and let's keep the conversation going. Now tell me, what do you think guys? Can we really trust politicians, or should we always take what they say with a grain of salt? I'll see you guys in the next video, inshallah. Always remember that tomorrow is a brand new day. As I always say, tomorrow is a brand new day for you to achieve that which you've been trying to achieve, but you've never. Yesterday you tried. Leo, remember, don't give up. Tomorrow is a brand new day. In case you are new here, my name is Peter Tosh Williams. I'll see you guys in the next video, inshallah. Goodbye for now, and may the Almighty God be with you.